We're live.
We are. Welcome to another episode of the Ultra Bros. Episode number, what, 11?
10. 10.
Number 10?
Yeah, number 10.
Yep. We're back together again. I got home, Monday? So, we're here, live, from the new place.
The new pad. If you want to see a tour, I post a video on my YouTube account.
Check
About a
it out.
4 or 5 minute video. 90% of it is about what I have in my fridge and my cabinets, but that's alright.
Yeah, I was noticing you've been consuming high amounts of sugar.
Yes. That's because your body just runs on sugar. I mean, if you eat fruit, you're eating sugar, so...
Yeah. It all burns the same, eventually.
I just try not to consume too much processed sugar because it's probably not the best for you. But fruit's good. I don't think you can eat too much fruit.
Yeah.
Anybody that ever ate too much fruit, tell me who they are, and we'll see if they actually ate too much fruit. But I doubt it.
Oh. So.
Yep. I've just been going hard with bananas this week, man.
Some banana. Dude, on vacation, I was trying hard to stay strict to my diet. But it's vacation, you know, sometimes you just gotta let that stuff ride. So, I went to review a few vegan restaurants while I was over on vacation. And, had some rice and stuff. Usually I just eat fruit and salads and stuff. And I don't really eat a whole lot of grains. But over on vacation, well, that was a different story. Sometimes the cooked food just tastes really good. And that's the only option, so I went for it.
Yeah, dude. I've been pretty much just trying to be like Rato 4 kind of semi-following with the occasional like...
So raw with the backup plan?
Yeah.
Hey.
Like dinner time I'll usually have like a pasta with like, I just had the Prego sauce. That's the best kind. Prego's is the best. Like, I've tried multiple different like pasta sauces, like vegan pasta sauce. Obviously I'm not going to use the Alfredo stuff, but like Prego's the best.
Hands down.
Like, probably not the best for you, but it's the best.
Tasting.
It can be bad for you because it's all tomatoes, and tomatoes are vegetables, so it's fruit, but it's a vegetable. We use it as a vegetable, so.
Yeah, some people do.
So, yeah, usually for dinner I just have pasta with like, usually I'll eat like one head of romaine lettuce, like for my salad, with like I'll have a vegan salad dressing, no fat salad dressing, and then I'll put on the salad, and yeah, that's like what I'll have before I have pasta, because it's important to get lettuce or like kale or some type of like leafy green in every day, because there's a lot of nutrients and like vitamins and vegetables, especially like leafy greens and stuff, that you don't get from fruit or that you don't get from like other plant foods. So
Plus they have a little bit more protein than fruits. Fruits are like 95.5, and lettuce is like, I don't know, 60, 20, 20 or something. Just throwing out a number. So they have higher amounts of protein, which when you eat a fruit-based diet, like you can't be protein deficient because there's protein in everything, but if you're training, you do need to consume more protein than probably like some days. There would be days where I would consume like 3% protein, and if you're training, that's not like, your body needs more protein than that. So like, for instance, I would be taking in 4,000 calories, and I would get 30 grams of protein. Well, that's 120 calories for protein. That's like, I think, so like that's nothing.
yeah. Yeah, that definitely, like, leafy greens are important, but I think people focus way too much on vegetables, and, like, I mean, for me, like, people, like, you go, oh, I'm vegan, or, like, oh, I'm vegetarian, and they think, like, all you do is eat vegetables all day, and are, like, low carb, under calories, and, like, your diet, like, you just hate your diet, but you just do it
For the animals.
for the animals, basically, like, and all you do is vegetables all day. Like, that's what people think, but, like, and then you tell them, like, oh, I eat, like, a smoothie in the morning and a smoothie for lunch, and you tell them how many bananas you put in, or, like, whatever fruit you use. Like, I mean, sometimes I'll just put, like, pasteurized orange juice with, like, a little sugar and ice and, like, strawberries or something. Like, they think it's just weird or something, like, it's too much from fruit or something like that. Like, and it's like, well, like, it can't be bad, like, it's a whole plant food. Like, there's tons of, like, there's more vitamins and minerals in, like, a banana, which is, like, one of, like, the most mass-produced, like, it is the most mass-produced, like, conventional produce item in the world. Like, there's still more in that than, like, any meat and dairy, or, like, I mean, it's like
corn flakes or
like, for price, like, you're getting the best buck for your. I mean,
yeah.
you're getting the best item for your dollar. So.
Yeah, it's better than any supplement you can take too.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, they don't even know, like, all the, like they've done studies on, like, fruits and vegetables, but, like, they don't even know everything that's in fruit. Like there's more vitamins and minerals in fruit that haven't been discovered, basically. I mean, a lot of it's there's not really a reason, but, like, there's not money in it. Like, if you study what's in an apple, like, there's got to be some money involved to make, or else people aren't going to study it.
Yeah.
So, but there's definitely a lot more in it than, like, I mean, you can take a multivitamin, but you still don't get in a multivitamin everything that you get from eating a variety of fruits and vegetables.
Yeah. So, even so, over on vacation, I ran 2 races. I did a 5K one weekend, and I did it was like a little, like, local 5K, and then I did another local 10K the next weekend. And the first one was, both of them were, like, the lead sponsor was put on by one of my buddies, Joey, who's the owner of Endurance Outfitters over in Temple, and he like posted on Facebook, and I asked my buddy, I was like, hey, let's go do a 5K. So we showed up, and I was expecting to do a lot better than I did, but because I don't train, or I haven't been training, I've just been kind of just hanging out. I think I pulled like 24 minutes or something, like 24:30, but I got third place in my age group. But my heart rate that whole race was like 185, so I was definitely, my effort was definitely there. It was just a lack of training, I would say. And then my buddy finished second. He got beat by some, like, 65-year-old guy by a second. So that sucks for him. Anyway, and then the next weekend we showed up to a 10K, and that race I felt like I did a lot better. I feel like I do a lot better when I run longer distances, even longer than even like a 10K or more. In that race, my heart rate was like 175 the whole time. And that race, I actually ran a faster 5K than I did the previous weekend. So I don't know what kind of juju I was on, but I was apparently I ran faster that day than.
So you ran faster in your 10K than you did in your 5K.
Yeah, for
your
the
5K time.
For the 5K. So halfway I was faster on my 10K, but overall I didn't run like back-to-back 5Ks faster. So I think I ran like 24 minutes like flat on my 10K, and for my 5K I ran 24:30. So interesting.
Yeah. I was just telling Keith a couple of days ago. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I was like, because I just had my first race last weekend, and I ran like a 6:38 or 6:39 like average pace. It was a 6K, and like that was actually faster than my time in the same race. It was a different course, So this one was a little bit more flat than last year, but it was the same distance in the same time of the year. And I had a faster time, so I was expecting to have a faster time because the course last year had some hills involved, so I figured I would run faster, but like I was about the same pace that I was last year, but I trained like a whole lot less this year. Like I think up till now I've probably hit like 200 miles. I've got to be at least 200 miles by now, but like before I started the season I was like 150 miles for the whole year, which is probably not like ideal. Like I would have liked to be up to like 500 or more, like at least 500, like hopefully around like 600 or 700, something like that, like running like 25 to 30 miles a week average. But like to come out into my first race and like running a better time than what I did last year, like I felt pretty good. And like I think a lot of what's like happening is like I've trained consistent. Like the little I've trained, I've still trained consistent. Like I ran at least a couple times a week, every single week, like since like January. I mean, like, yeah, like it's only been like maybe a 3-mile run, like, but like it's still getting out there, like doing something. And then also like eating a healthier diet has helped a lot, because like your diet just helps you like your body to stay like in shape, so that when you start to go like train harder, like you're not gonna like fail as hard. Like you're gonna be just still in pretty good shape. Like so if you take a couple weeks off, you're not gonna lose it all as quickly. And I think that's what helps with me, is like I haven't lost it all, even though I trained a whole lot less this year than I did last year before cross country started.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think the fastest, like my fastest 5K I've ever ran was like, I want to say 21, but that was like, I was up to like 50 miles a week plus, and I was also eating like I still do. But before that, like before I ran that time, like it was 24 minutes. So like no training and still eating like healthy, like you can still like get pretty good times. Like that was off of me not like training for like the last 3 weeks, and when I was training, I was running like 3 times a week and going on a bike ride, and not if I would even run. So it definitely like goes to show that your diet, if you eat clean and stuff, it definitely helps.
Because then your whatever workout you are running or bicycling or whatever you do is gonna like, you're gonna be more productive and your performance is gonna be a lot better. Like the little that you do of that sport is gonna be a lot better. So I mean that's what I personally think, but you have your own opinions. So.
So I wanted to. I feel like a question that a lot of runners probably get is like, do you stretch? How do you stretch? Like do you stretch before you go out and run? Do you usually stretch afterwards, or do you just like, or do you do like something like yoga? Like what do you usually do for like muscle soreness kind of stuff? And for me, like. Well, do you want to go first?
Yeah, me personally, like I prefer, especially during cross country, which is when I'm usually running more. I like to stretch after I run, and not a whole lot, just to like get your muscles like stretched out a little bit, because I think overstretching is way worse than understretching. Like if you don't stretch at all, like you're okay, but if you stretch too much, like you're gonna, like your body's gonna overreact to it. But like stretching for 5 to 10 minutes after after you go on a run, especially like your hamstrings, like your calves, like your quads, and like those muscles, and not doing too much, but just doing a little bit, is like it's gonna help. And also like if you have the equipment like rolling out with like a rolling pin, or like using like a lacrosse ball or something like that, or even taking like, I like to take hot baths if I'm like, if I just did a long run, like a 10 miles plus run, I like to take a hot bath. It just helps like your muscles to like get moving and like heal. Like I know a lot of people take ice baths, but like that can also prevent you from healing. Yeah, it may feel good, because it like freezes your muscles, so like the pain goes away. Whereas taking a hot ice bath might like make your muscles hurt more, but like it gets rid of the pain a lot quicker.
Yeah, like the science behind it is, what I've heard is that like ice baths decrease inflammation, so like you don't feel pain, but like inflammation is a naturally occurring process in your body. Like that's how your body repairs. So it's by increasing inflammation, which causes pain. So people, you take ice baths to decrease inflammation, but your body still has got to repair the muscles. So like when you take a hot like shower or hot bath after a long run, what it does is it increases like heat to those areas, which increases like blood flow and stuff, which in turn increases inflammation, but also speeds up the process of your body actually healing itself. So like, yeah, it might like be sore like that night more, but like the next morning and stuff, like you'll like heal faster instead of like basically prolonging it where like an ice bath would do. So.
Well, and that's why you see a lot of people like that take ice baths. That like stretching and stuff like that is such a priority if you're taking ice baths and stuff, because like when you take an ice bath, it like freezes, like it doesn't freeze your muscles literally, but like it makes your muscles like want to tighten up kind of. So if you don't stretch them out, then the next time you go run, like your muscles are gonna be really tight because you took an ice bath and then you didn't stretch. So like everything kind of goes hand in hand. Like ice baths like are for some people, they're not like, some people just don't like them. Some people like them and they think it works. Like Olympic athletes take ice baths, so like it can't be that bad for you. But like me personally, like I don't like it, it's too cold. Like, but if you think it works, like for yourself, like go ahead. But I think doing too much, like ice baths, like taking too long one, like it's not gonna help. It's not something where like the more that you do it, the better you're gonna get. Like it's not like the more you stretch, the less you're prone to injury. Like that's what a lot of people think, but injuries have only increased. Like people keep on getting more injuries, people keep on stretching more. So like it's not like more stretching, less injury. There's a fine line, and finding that fine line is really important.
For me, definitely, I'm not big on stretching at all. I never have been, but now that I'm getting a little bit older and my muscles are not as young and as bouncy as they used to be, I've definitely been incorporating like foam rolling and trigger pointing and stuff like that. And I got injured in January with my IT band, and honestly, like I'm kind of afraid to go like back up to where I was like mileage wise. Like, I was hitting like 70 miles a week, and my knee like basically my IT band basically tightened up to the point where I couldn't run anymore. So, and that was I literally don't stretch. Like I just run and don't stretch at all. So I've started to like use a foam roller to roll up my IT band and stuff like that, to see if like I can get like see if that actually like helps, and so I can continue to run without being like sore. Because I know Alex, our older brother, he has like some kind of like IT band syndrome where his IT bands like are always tight. So like he has to roll out like every day. So I assume since he has it, I probably like have somewhat of it because it's probably biology. So like I definitely have been focusing more on taking care of myself, and plus like rolling out and trigger pointing stuff like that also speeds up your recovery time. So yeah, like I would say at least foam roll or something like once a week, or do some kind of stretching at least once a week, because it definitely like pays off. So
yeah, stretching's, I think it's important, but I think it's overdone a little bit too much. Like for me personally, like stretching before you run, and then you stretch after you run, and then you stretch on your own later. Like people just emphasize stretching, but people still get shin splints, people still get like cramps in their legs, they still get like IT band issues, they still get like knee problems, like still get like plantar fasciitis and all these other things. Even though most of the time those people are the people that are stretching the most.
Yeah.
They get those problems. So where I think a lot of it has to do with like incorporating other stuff besides stretching, like rolling out, like using a rolling pin or foam roll, like something like that, or like even like maybe doing like other body weight exercises to like loosen up your muscles instead of stretching, like static stretching. So, because there's a lot of different things you can do to stretch your body without actually just standing there and static stretching.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah.
So.
Oh, we got like 5-10 more minutes.
Oh man. Cool. Well, I don't know if I mentioned, but I think I'm planning on running a 24-hour race in December. So if training and all that goes as planned, I'll be doing that. Right now I'm just basically base building after not running for basically, like I haven't, so before going into January when we ran Bandura, like I was running, like I said, like 60, 70 miles a week. And after my knees went inflamed and then Bandura, I took a week off and then ran Bandura and my knee blew up again, or my IT band blew up, not my knee. It was painful in my knee, but my IT band was tight. So I basically took like 2 months off, tried to start running again, took another 2 months off. Like, so basically I've just been training here and there, just when I want to. So now that I'm getting back into it, I'm really like setting a base stuff, which requires you to start out like, I think this week I'll probably hit like 20 miles a week, or 20 miles this week, and then next week I'll probably be like 25 or so. So it'll definitely be like 4 months or 3 months before I like top out again. But I think I can do it. I think my body's ready for it. So I'm looking forward to definitely seeing what I can do in a 24-hour race. It'll be uncharted territory for me, which I kind of like. I kind of like doing new things. And I definitely like the fact that it's an actual time, not a distance. And I feel like that would actually, I could probably do better at that because then I'm not so focused on, like, I'm kind of lazy, so like if I want to take a break, like I wouldn't feel bad to take a break because it's actual time race, or it's actual like hours. So like if I sit down, like I'm actually losing time. So like I feel like that would help me to continue going. Where like a 100-mile race, like it's still, you're gonna have to do 100 miles, like, so I don't know. We'll see though.
Yeah, you're almost so motivated to like keep on going so you can cover more distance.
Yeah. Like break while you just walk or something, I guess.
So you can get a better time for whatever distance you actually go.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Because if all you gotta go is like a marathon or like 50K or 100K, like, unless you're like this great runner that runs long distances all the time, which most people aren't, like, your goal 90% of the time is just to finish the show.
Yeah.
Whether that's finishing in with like 20 hours or 25 hours or 30 hours, you still finish.
Yeah.
So with 24-hour race, you're gonna have, it's about how far you went, not how fast you went, how fast your time was, because your time's all gonna be the same.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like over the past like 2 weeks, I definitely running those 2 races. I feel like I definitely need to start running more races, like at least once a month, I would say, or once every 2 months, because honestly, I kind of lost like the joy of running for a little bit, and I was like you get kind of caught up in just running with yourself, and then you're like, all I do is just run by myself like this, and then it turns into exercise, and exercise is not fun. So like there's no competition. You kind of just go out and you're like, I'm literally training, but for nothing, like just to go out and break a sweat. So I think for me, like focusing on like at least right now, like 1 race a month, because that will actually give me like something, like that way I can't miss a week and be like, oh well, I just like don't run that week, because that'll affect my time. Instead of like so basically like it's so if I was to miss a week, like my time would show. So, or if I like decided to eat crappy a week, like it would show that I was eating crappy that week. So,
yeah,
and I like getting medals. So,
because last Saturday was my first race since Bandura. That's the first race I've ran.
Yeah.
And so like, I mean, I didn't even think about it that it was, but like, if you're not racing, like it's really hard, especially like it's really hard if you aren't signed up for a race or you aren't like don't have a race plan set out. Like it's really hard to have good training because like you have no goal. Like, because I know me when I first started getting back into running after high school, I like signed up for about a race a month, like.
Yeah.
And I just started signing up for races, and I wouldn't train like in highly intensive, but like the fact that I was signed up for races like every month, like it helped me to just like stay motivated and stay into running a little bit, because like you're always got a race, you're always competing, and we're competitive people, so like we like to beat people and stuff like that. So definitely fun. That's probably why I was so excited about my race last week, because I haven't raced a race that short. And since like last summer, since last cross country season, like it was the last time I ran a 5K or a 6K or an 8K or whatever. So like, well, actually, I think the last race I ran was in Thanksgiving, but
yeah.
So shortest distance wise. So like like you say, running a race like once a month it helps you stay motivated just to work out and run.
Yeah.
And it's fun. So.
I know Michael Arnstein says, I listened to him one of his talks, he was like, yeah, you should run a race like every week, like a 10K or more every week, and I was like, yeah, this, like for most people that's not realistic, because most 10Ks are about $50, so you're spending $200 on races a week or a month, so like starts adding up real quick, but about once a month is doable for most people, and even once every other month is still pretty good. I mean, I would recommend going out and trying to set a PR or like run a fast 10K every weekend just by like yourself, like race against yourself. But then on that day, like really go for it, because it helps with speed work and stuff like that. And so
yeah, definitely racing is really fun, and it's exciting and competitive, so.
And the community's out there, which is
yeah.
One thing I missed. I was like, what the heck? Like, there's actually, like, you get caught up that you're the only runner around, and then you're like, oh wait, there's actually a running community that actually, like, other people that like to run just as much as there's other weirdos here. So.
Yeah. But I think that wraps it up.
Yeah. Yeah, but what I was thinking is that it'd be cool if we could get somebody because me and Joseph are both vegans or plant-based athletes, or fruitarians, whatever you want to call us. So it'd be cool if we could if you know somebody who's like on the paleo diet or like a ketogenic diet or something like that, like we'd like to have them on and just talk to them about like how they train, like to give you guys other options besides, like, obviously we do what we do because it works for us, but something else might not work for like if your goal is to like achieve a certain like marathon or something like that, and you can't go whatever fruitarian because honestly, like for some people it's not realistic. So like you want to eat clean or whatever, and you want to do like a ketogenic diet or whatever. Not that I would recommend it, but some people have success on it. So I feel like if you're having success and feel like you're thriving, like we want to have you on and talk to you about it. So if you guys know anybody that's on it and would want to be on the show, message us and we'll try to get in contact with them, or have them message us or something like that. So it would be cool to kind of see like how we differ in what we train and what we eat versus what they eat. And plus it would be the first time that legitimately I've actually ever talked to somebody who's been on a paleo diet, like pretty much like without like trolling on Facebook kind of thing. So
yeah, definitely. We definitely want to start interviewing just more people, and we ought to get other people's ideas on here. We only got so much, and we're newbies if you really compare us to a lot of other people out there. So like, just getting other people on here to get the information out there, so people can just get healthier and live a more sustainable life is definitely kind of the goal in mind. So, but we also have, so this was our 10th episode, so we have 9 previous episodes to this. They all are posted on our Ultra Bros YouTube account, as well as my YouTube account and Keith's. And if they're not up there now, they will be eventually.
Yeah.
It'll just take a matter of time. But make sure you definitely subscribe to our main channel. That link will be posted at the top of the description on every channel we have, so you can go there. Our main goal of posting to all our 3 accounts is so that we can get the message out there. We reach like kind of a diverse, like we have diverse friends and whatnot on YouTube and Twitter, so like that's why we have our different YouTube accounts, and we'll post to all those. But like, subscribe to our main channel. That's where all of our episodes will be posted, and that channel will be strictly focused on just like the Ultra Bros, like video casts. Like we won't have like random vlogs on there or random videos. Like everything there will be just episodes. So if you want just to see that, like just subscribe to that channel. I mean, you can subscribe to us as well, but we want you, if you want to watch this episode, just to strictly subscribe to that channel. And
yeah, you won't see us being posted like if we do like a 20-mile bike ride by ourselves. You won't see that on the Ultra Bros website.
Yeah, our channels are mostly going to be like just random stuff, like vlogs or just like my tour of my house or stuff like that. That's what our channels will mostly be. But like Ultra Bros, strictly Ultra Bros.
It's kind of like our channels are like bonus content.
Basically, yeah.
If you're like, I wonder what these, like today I posted a breakfast smoothie, but like if you want bonus content of like what we actually do outside of sitting here talking, like that's where you want to check us out at. But we'd rather you probably subscribe to Ultra Bros and then like bonus content, check us out.
Yeah, and then share the videos from there and like and whatnot and favorite every video and do what you can to get the message out there. So
thanks for watching or thanks for listening, and we look forward to seeing you in like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, so we'll be what's 2 weeks from now, the 24th?
Yeah, about.
Today's the 11th.
25th.
25th.
So.
Something like that. Hopefully we'll be able to get a live feed either next time or the following time. We'll announce in the previous episode that we're having a live feed in 2 weeks, so when you watch, you'll be like, oh, it's going to be live, like I can comment, blah, 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 and see what's going on, and we can reply to questions and stuff like that, or do whatever and get more of like a live feed community group going on in the videos. So that's something that'll be coming up. We'll definitely announce though in the previous episode that we're going to have that, so you don't miss out.
Yeah.
So until next time.
Until next time.